almighty that I'm balling slightly.
Okay.
I say amen. I'm just amen who's chasing elation.
Okay.
In my occupation, who's
Okay.
patient, who comes from below the basement, from the pavement.
Okay.
And I got an agent, then I done made it.
Yeah.
Past Tom Hanks replacement. Goddamn, my
Talk
life's
to him.
amazing.
On Sway. Okay.
Shia was the son of two starving artists. Shayna Sade and Jeffrey Labeouf could never find an audience for their work, sending them straight into poverty as a family, while his father, a former Vietnam veteran, would sell hot dogs and perform as a street clown to get by.
Why the fuck did they have a kid?
Shia's father was a convicted sex offender and a heroin addict.
Damn.
My logic was off, to say the least.
Again, I'm on the sauce. Yeah, nigga was on the walk, nigga. Off that shit that be in Poland, nigga.
I took the walk to Poland.
But I look. What the fuck happened to my boy Shia LaBeouf? I remember seeing this nigga on the Transformer movies, about 2 or 3 of them. And ever since, nigga, last time I seen him was that fucking meme skit of him doing if you want it as bad as you breathe. Was that him? He was saying, just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Just do it. That's the last time I've heard of my boy. And I used to fuck with this nigga Transformer movie so tough. I think he has the best Transformer series, I can't lie, with him as the main actor. Let's go. Hold on. Quality good. Oh shit. I do it.
The child star curse is a story we have heard time and time again. The young star discovers their innate gift of performing, or they have an image that perfectly represents a producer's vision.
This nigga's story is hella tragic too, bro. The fuck this nigga got in his eyes? The fuck up with this nigga contacts? Nigga look like a fucking lizard. I don't understand why people get these weird ass bro. Niggas be getting like the Sharingan contacts and shit. Like, damn nigga, that shit is OD as fuck. What's your opinion on that submarine? Them niggas are dumb. I don't know what the fuck them niggas was trying to do, but them niggas was dumb. Wanted to see the Titanic so damn bad, now they could go join them niggas. Like, rest in peace and all, but shit. All that money, 200,000? 200 fucking thousand per. $250,000. Them niggas sold. And why was that shit? Bro, I saw an Instagram post where it was like, they controlled the submarine with like a video game controller. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Them niggas are stupid. Them niggas was dumb. All that damn money couldn't get them some better, like a better submarine. Niggas should have just went to the fucking Navy and bought out like their time to go see the Titanic. Niggas sold.
Gift of performing, or they have an image that perfectly represents a producer's vision. But children are naive and are very susceptible to mistreatment. Then the parents might abuse their
Why'd she do that? She was looking good. She ain't have to do all that.
power over the child. They might feel entitled to their money, or sometimes they're just jealous that their child is more successful than they ever were. Shia LaBeouf's story follows a similar narrative, but recently we found out that it might all be a lie. A sensationalized narrative to not only make money, but try and protect him from his wrongdoings. Shia's downward spiral is different than most because to this day, we have no idea what is real and what is a distraction from the truth. Stay hydrated.
Appreciate you, Patrick. All I wanted was the best for my boy though, my boy Shia. They do all look off like, bro. I think the industry be doing something to niggas when they that young. It's very unfortunate.
Shia was the son of two starving artists. Shayna Sade and Jeffrey Labeouf could never find an audience for their work, sending them straight into poverty as a family. His mother would end up selling fabrics and jewelry in a poverty-stricken area of Echo Park, Los Angeles, while his father, a former Vietnam veteran, would sell hot dogs and perform as a street clown to get by. On top of their financial struggles,
why the fuck did they have a kid? Them niggas was not ready for a whole kid.
Shia's father was a convicted sex offender and a heroin addict.
Dumb. These niggas was not ready to have a kid. I say that.
which was far from the ideal role model that Shia needed growing up as an only
Very
child.
true, very
as
true.
if life wasn't hard enough, his father was admitted into rehab when Shia was just 9 years old,
Damn.
leaving him and his mother extremely vulnerable. While living with his mother in a Los Angeles motel, Shia overheard a man R-word her, not being able to do anything about it.
Wait, whoa, what did he just say? Whoa, what? He said, was it an accident? And the sex offender, it was what? The baby. Oh, that's true. The baby could have been an accident.
Leaving him and his
I
mother
said the baby like that was disrespectful.
extremely vulnerable. While living with his mother in a Los Angeles motel, Shia overheard a man R-word her, not
Oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible.
being able to do anything about it at such a young age. This tragedy caused a great deal of anger to build in his young soul. To this
Damn.
day, Shia sleeps with a gun under his pillow because of the incident, stating, "I've always thought somebody was coming in my whole life." His parents were too prideful to accept food stamps and welfare. Shia knew early on that he would need to find a way to make money for him and his family, or steal to get what he wanted. His
Damn.
first run-in with the law occurred in 1995 when he was only 9 years old, getting caught
That nigga
attempting
stole
to
some
steal a pair of
shoes.
Nike Cortez shoes. Then a couple of years
That nigga was going big at 9 years old, stealing shoes, nigga. Goddamn. Them shits was kind of nice too. Shit, I could rock them hoes. Stealing shoes is crazy though. You gotta start small with like candy or something.
only 9 years old, getting caught attempting to steal a pair of Nike Cortez shoes. Then a couple of years later, he also got caught trying to steal a Game Boy. His parents knew he
That
needed a
nigga
creative
was
outlet to
that nigga
express
was thinking way too big. How the fuck he gonna steal a whole Game Boy? That shit ain't gonna fit in your pocket.
himself and keep him out of trouble. So Shia turned to stand-up comedy, which was a perfect fit for a kid known as the class clown amongst his peers. Performing at local LA comedy clubs at the age of 10, he instantly stood out thanks to his edgy, adult
Damn.
sense of humor, going on stage and picking apart the drunk men and women in the
At
audience.
10 is
often
crazy.
starting his set with, "Hey motherfuckers, it's time for some jokes." Shia thrived in stand-up, but it wasn't going to pay his family's bills or get him the sneakers he wanted. He needed to think bigger, and that's exactly what he did. On a trip
He was going overboard with the shoes. Yeah, bro, way overboard.
to Malibu with his dad in 1996, Shia met a kid wearing expensive clothing that he could only dream of affording. Shia asked him, "What do you do?" which led to the kid responding with, "I'm an actor," and that was
He
all
said,
Shia
"Oh."
needed to hear.
So I said, "Oh, I could get a bag off lying to niggas in front of a camera? Say less."
Shia began looking up talent agencies in the Yellow Pages, calling them and pretending he was his own manager. Although they weren't buying
Wow.
the shtick, one of the agents was charmed enough and she took a shot on Shia and signed him, quickly propelling his career and
Damn.
helping him earn small
That nigga was, hey, I'll tell you what though, that nigga was ambitious. Like, to have the balls to go and do that, that nigga was ambitious and I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
roles in commercials.
It's been tough. Very tough.
Yet you kids are eating lots and lots of Oreo O's.
Yeah.
What's that?
He also landed some minor roles in Freaks and Geeks and X-Files. Somehow, he found a way to make it in the spotlight that his parents always desired, with no formal acting or training whatsoever. After grinding smaller roles for a few years, he would finally get his big breakthrough in the year 2000, landing the lead role in the show Even Stevens on the Disney Channel.
And you're not shy.
I think I was too young for that show, but I know hella niggas watched it.
Right somewhere with Even Stevens at the audition, you scare the other actors who are waiting to audition.
Very
by
popular
telling
show.
them,
wanted
Got
so
it wrapped
bad.
up. It's mine.
I wanted it so bad. I would like walk around. I was like, listen, man, I know what you're auditioning for. I already got the part, you know? And I
Damn.
did. I eventually got it. It was all luck.
Shia played the role as Lewis, who is viewed as immature, rude, lazy, selfish, carefree, and extremely mischievous. He concocts elaborate schemes and inventions to make his life easier. This show, as well as Lizzie McGuire, were the first two Disney Channel live-action shows to pave the way for the iconic early 2000s Disney Channel hits. Even Stevens was a smash success. Shia would go on to win an Emmy Award for his role
Damn.
as Lewis Stevens in 2003
Good shit.
and became a household name thanks to the show, with directors in the industry comparing his acting potential to stars like Tom Hanks and Gene Wilder. The show would have gone on longer than 3 seasons, but Disney famously has the 65 rule, where they will
fuck is
cancel a
that?
show no matter what after 65 episodes.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Disney was hoeing niggas.
Despite Shia having this big breakthrough, his life was far from glamorous. He had to live closer to where the show was being filmed, so he left his mother's house to go live with his father. He says his father was abusive, both mentally and physically.
I had a feeling that would be a good move.
Time, Jeffrey allegedly held a gun to Shia's head in a Vietnam flashback. On top.
So after this nigga went and won a fucking Emmy or a Grammy, whatever it was, did he not have enough to like get a place by himself, even if it's like a hotel, rather than live with his dad? Because if he didn't, that's fucked up.
Top of that, the two lived in a $45 per night motel
Like,
while
bro.
he was filming Even Stevens. Disney Channel was known to pay their cast pennies compared to how popular the shows were.
That's so
But whatever
fucked.
Shia was getting paid, he was using it to keep his family above water. He was merely surviving. Riding the
That's so fucked. Disney was raping them niggas.
success of Even Stevens, in April of 2003, Shia's career would continue to reach new heights with the release of the film Holes. The
Holes
film
was
generated
fire. Holes was fire as hell.
$71.4 million worldwide.
That nigga probably saw 50,000 of that 71 million.
And would open the door for Shia to blockbuster roles on the big screen. He started popping up as a tertiary character in a big film every year. Dumb and Dumberer, Charlie's Angels, I, Robot,
shit.
character in a big film every year. Dumb and Dumberer, Charlie's Angels,
I don't know what the hell Charlie's Angel is, but I know who Bernie Mac is. Rest in peace to GOAT.
I, Robot.
Bro, if y'all haven't seen the Bernie Mac show, either get your ass on Hulu or go to myflixer.to, a very legal website where you could probably watch the Bernie Mac show. Go watch that shit.
Constantine, Bobby. This led to him earning lead roles in The Greatest Game Ever Played and Disturbia, which grossed $118 million in worldwide box office.
Damn.
But one role was about to take him to superstar heights.
Motherfucking Formers, nigga.
Transformers. In 2007, Transformers grossed
This nigga Shia had the best Transformers scene. Oh, you seen it on Tubi? Hell yeah, bro. Goated ass TV series, bro. I always wanted that little nigga Jordan to get his ass beat, and I was always mad when they didn't, bro. Like, I just wanted Bernie to just tear into them kids.
$700 million in global box office. For those that don't know, American action films will often get worldwide praise and send those actors into lifetime A-list status. Shia did 2 of these films in 1 year, the second being Indiana Jones, which did nearly $800 million in global box office. Transformers 2 did over $800 million in global box office. Shia was on top of the world. His life appeared to be perfect in the public eye. He was beloved by everyone. He successfully saved his family from generational poverty, and by 21 was arguably set for life.
Didn't this girl, like, fucking beat up a cast member so she couldn't be on, like, one of the Transformers movies? That shit made me so sick when there's some random thought on the screen I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
But unfortunately for Shia, his past was beginning to creep up on him.
I can see
Labeouf
that.
was arrested and spent 2 days in jail after attempting
To stab a neighbor. It's probably
to stab a neighbor in Van Nuys. In the very same year that Shia was hitting the red carpet with Megan Fox for the premiere of Transformers, he would spend 2 nights in jail for attacking his neighbor with a deadly weapon.
Damn.
Anger and alcoholism, a result of his troubled childhood, was
Yeah, damn, nigga got into the alcohol, the alk. I remember Vanessa and Jordan. Yeah, bro. I used to always want those two to get beat so bad, and they never did it.
starting to take over his life. Arrested in November of 2007 for misdemeanor criminal trespassing while refusing to leave a Walgreens. He described the incident, "My logic was off to say the least. Again, I'm on the sauce."
Nigga, what? He tried to, hold on, let me run that back.
2007 for misdemeanor criminal trespassing while refusing to leave a Walgreens. He described the incident, "My logic was off to say the least.
Again, I'm on the sauce. Yeah, nigga was on the walk, nigga. Off that shit that be in Poland, nigga.
I took the walk to Poland.
By on the sauce, he means alcohol, his go-to vice that would become a big problem later on. He was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving in Hollywood in the summer of 2008, and in 2011 he got involved in a brawl outside of a Vancouver bar.
Bro, you hate to see it. I really hate to see this
He was
shit.
slowly starting to derail, like many of the child stars that came before him.
I can't even blame him because it all really started when he was young, like with his dad being what he was, being abusive with his mom, the whole shit with his mom, and then not having a good outlet. Yeah, I can see it.
$15 million for his role in the third Transformers movie. Money was no longer the motivation for him. He didn't need to grind anymore. He decided to step away from the franchise and the millions of dollars it would have continued to produce.
I wish he
started
didn't.
to chase roles that were more artistic and character driven. In June of 2012, he made a nude appearance in the music video for the song Fior Piano. The video depicts a man and a woman
I don't know
locked.
what the hell that song is. It's giving Franklin. Oh, what's good, Elaine? No, it's giving Franklin. Yeah, it's giving Franklin in the show. I've been watching mad interviews of Damson though, and I love him. Actually, he might be my favorite artist, not my favorite actor.
Locked in a never-ending cycle of addiction and desire. Then, just a few years later in 2014, Rob Cantor created a theatrical performance by the name of Shia Labeouf. The lyrics describe Shia as a murderous cannibal. Shia makes an appearance at the end of the music video for this song, ominously applauding in the audience all by himself, which would later turn into a viral meme. Now, this performance wasn't really meant to be taken seriously, but the motivation behind it was unclear, and overall just seemed to be pretty bizarre behavior for an A-list actor who was being deemed the next big thing by Steven Spielberg just a few years prior. It was in 2014 where Shia was truly never the same. Up until now, he had some arrests, some weird acting roles, but now people were really starting to question everything they thought.
I'm just waiting for him to get into his motivational speaking bag.
They knew about him. It all started with this hashtag I am sorry art exhibition.
Would you mind taking the bag off? Could you take the bag off your head? Can I take the bag off your head?
You could see how the alcohol and all that was getting to him.
Wow. Okay. It's you. Hi, Shia.
I Am Sorry was hosted in Los Angeles in early 2014. Shia was dressed in a suit with a bag over his head that read, I am not famous anymore. Fans and spectators paid to sit into a tiny empty art gallery where he was seated, and one at a time they filed in and they were allowed to say whatever they wanted right to his face.
That's kind of interesting.
Enough, he didn't say anything back the entire day. All he did was sit there and cry. This exhibit was a follow-up to his strange red carpet appearance for the premiere of the erotic art film Nymphomaniac, where he wore that exact same paper bag. Conspiracy theorists said that this was an Illuminati embarrassment ritual. His fans said that it was genius performance art, but most people thought it was another story of a child star gone mad. This stunt came just months before his most famous arrest. Shia was at a local New York City bar where he was pounding whiskey and watching the World Cup. He stumbled into a New York cabaret where Alan Cumming and Michelle Williams were performing.
Alan Cumming is a crazy name.
Labeouf was smoking cigarettes inside the theater and shouting obscenities. He even allegedly slapped.
Why is it spelled that? Why? Wow, that's crazy.
Slapped Cummings' butt as he walked by him during the performance, and cops.
He slapped Cummings' butt. Okay.
Arrested him during intermission. At this point, nobody really knew why Shia was behaving like this.
You seem to have gone crazy since the last time I saw you. Is that
does
true?
seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have.
But he opened up to Interview magazine after these antics, which changed some people's perspective of him. The only thing my father gave me that was of any value to me is pain. This was revealed by Shia in a 2014 interview, pulling back the curtain on the darkness of his childhood. My greatest and my worst memories are with my
You lame, bro.
father. All my major trauma and major celebration came from him. Shia was living the classic example of a child star who was manipulated and scarred by his parents. Suddenly, his antics and public freakouts made sense, but Shia's closing statement of this interview was maybe too transparent. I've been a runner my whole life, running from myself, whether the movies or drinking and drugging or calamity or whatever it is. I've always been running. I'm a dude who loves delusion. It's why I love being an actor.
What I say? Sure, I'll get in front of a camera and lie and make a bag. So that the acting was probably just the escape he needed. But like, At what cost?
and never have to actually look at myself or be faced with my
Yup.
shit or
Acting was a way from him to break away from being himself. Yeah.
take responsibility. This statement, shockingly honest and self-aware, would come back to haunt him years later. 2014 was also Shia's last major film, Fury, alongside Brad Pitt, which secured nearly $200 million in the box office. He became too risky for production studios to work with, not knowing when his next public fiasco will be, which was in
Makes
2015
sense.
when he was arrested for public
Not the best PR.
intoxication in Austin, Texas. He also managed to outdo his previous meme with a new one. He filmed a 30-minute motivational speech in front of a green screen
This shit had the world in a chokehold.
and posted it on YouTube, in which the internet had a field day with.
The Yu-Gi-Oh chop up is crazy. What? Wow, this means it's been about 10 years since his last work. Yeah. Dang.
But his next art project was inspired
People are
by
so
Donald
stupid,
Trump's
bro.
inauguration in 2016. This one would test Shia's sanity. Shia's
Yes,
art group
bro.
launched an art installation in New York, just outside the Museum of the Moving Image. The project was called He Will Not Divide Us, and the goal was to live stream every single day of Trump's first term as president, bringing people together in a time of division, chanting the phrase, "He will not divide us," in front of a webcam set up outside the museum. Unfortunately for
Interesting plot line.
Shia, this project only lasted a couple of days before internet trolls and 4chan users would turn up in real life, appearing on the live stream with the intention of pissing off the actor and trolling his project.
Of course.
Which is exactly what they did.
I mean, we live in America, don't we? Why he spaz on him like that? Yo, Shia, back up, bro. Back up, bro. You think his breath it probably stank? I'll be sick if I was him, bro. My nose would be sick.
Realizing that people were just going to keep showing up and trolling his message, Shia reimagined the project. Instead, he put a "He Will Not Divide Us" flag up in the middle of nowhere, with a 24-hour live stream so people
was very personal.
can go online and look at it. 4chan users were determined to ruin his project, and it only took them 10 hours to do it. They tracked Shia's most recent location using photos that he was tagged in on Instagram. Then they analyzed wind patterns, the sound.
You see how dedicated these trolls are? Like, this is crazy to me.
Using
Homies,
photos that he was tagged in on Instagram. Then they
niggas was really like looking at like weather to find out where Shia Labeouf is. Like licking a finger and putting it in the air to see which direction the wind is blowing. Like, what? What are we doing?
analyzed wind patterns, the sounds of frogs singing in the background, and the constellations in the sky to figure out where this flag
Niggas was using constellations. Niggas said the Big Dipper. Oh, I know exactly where he at.
was waving. And in 10 hours, they took down the flag, replaced it with a MAGA hat and a Pepe the Frog shirt, and trolled Shia off the internet for a while. But before his exit, we got some bars.
I thank God Almighty that I'm balling slightly.
Okay.
I say amen. I'm just amen who's chasing elation.
Okay.
In my occupation, who's
Okay.
patient, who comes from below the basement, from the pavement.
Okay.
I got an agent, then I done made it.
Yeah.
Past Tom Hanks replacement. God damn, my
Talk
life's
to him.
amazing.
Shia
On Sway. Okay. I ain't know Shia was spitting like that. Homie should have turned to rapping.
got married to his wife Mia Goth, which seemed to calm him down for a little bit, until he was arrested again in 2017, this
Of
time
course.
for public intoxication, disorderly conduct, and obstruction. He was sentenced to 100 hours of community service.
Homie was trying to do a He Will Not Divide Us when all he needed to do was go to rehab. Shia the rapper.
1 year probation, and was also
Shia is a hard rap name too, just like that. S-H-A-I. Bro, that would have been hard. He really could have taken it there.
ordered to attend a drug rehab facility.
There we go.
In this rehab, he was instructed to write and reflect on his life, which may have been just what Shia needed to dig himself out of the hole that he was in
There
at the
we
time.
go.
And you wrote this movie while in court-ordered rehab.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, did you say, hey, I got this time, I'm going to be in here, I'm going to do this? Was this something you set out to do?
Well, they said you have PTSD, you got to start writing. This is how you get to the solution. The only way out is through. So I started writing all these dark chapters, you know, of my life, and it wound up being this script form thing. Sent it to my friend, became a movie.
Honey Boy would eventually hit theaters in 2019, telling the story of Shia's childhood and his relationship with his father. His self-reflections in court-ordered rehab had transformed into a full-length feature film, completely revitalizing his career that he thought was over.
That's fire. I just really hope he stayed off the out this time.
However, before moving forward with the script,
however, it doesn't sound too good.
He needed his dad's approval, which wasn't the easiest thing to do since he hadn't spoken to his father in nearly 7 years. Initially, when he reached out to his dad about the script, he said that Mel Gibson would be playing him in the film, helping to convince his dad to give the movie the green light. Little did Jeffrey know, this was a blatant lie, and Shia would be taking on the role of his abusive
W cap. That's a W cap.
Father.
We weren't on good terms, so I lied to him and told him, hey, Mel Gibson's going to play.
He had to do what he had to do.
Honey Boy successfully got Shia his reputation back. There was never a doubt that he was a great actor, but this film made it seem like Shia reconciled with his troubled past and was ready to change for the better going forward.
If you can tap into how you can use your suffering to help other people, that is maximum joy. I always thought joy was, oh, I get this and then I'm happy, or I do this and then I'm happy, or I get her and then I'm happy, or I make that and then I'm happy, or they respect me and then I'm happy, or I always thought happiness was to be acquired by the things I would gain from life. That's why I was always grabbing. If I knew early on that happiness actually is in me offering all of my suffering up for others.
Where was this motivational Shia at? Oh, welcome back, Nas. How was the video? Hope you enjoyed it.
Other people as an instructive thing or as something that could benefit man, then I maybe would have lived my life differently.
Unfortunately, this redemption only lasted temporarily.
Oh, come on, man. I was getting all happy and shit. Like he was really spitting facts just now.
As more harsh realities would get exposed. One of Shia's co-stars on Honey Boy was an actress/singer-songwriter by the name of FKA Twigs. Shia's short marriage was already in murky waters, and the two would instantly hit it off. They started dating shortly after the filming of
Them teeth are crazy.
Honey Boy in 2018. Shia had a history of rocky romantic relationships, yet this relationship turned out to be more toxic and dangerous than the rest, culminating in a lawsuit at the end of 2020, where FKA
She's pretty though.
Twigs sued Shia for sexual battery, assault, and infliction of
Did the apple not far from the tree?
Emotional distress. She would detail terrifying situations he put her in. He was driving recklessly, removing his seatbelt, and threatening to crash unless she professed her love for him. She also says that Shia gave her an STD when he knew he was infected.
Nah, that's just grimy. That's just real grimy. Oh, is that why she paused me? Oh, so she's an artist. Okay, interesting. Did you used to listen to her? Is she hard? I might gotta tap into some of her music. But dang, man.
FKA coming out also empowered pop singer Shia to come out as well, stating that she too had experienced abuse from Shia.
Dang, man.
A pathological liar. People found old footage of Shia after an argument with his ex Mia Goth, saying that he was about to kill her.
If I'd have stayed there, I would have killed her.
At the time, Shia...
Yo, Shia, what you on, bro? What you on, bro? Bro, them daddy issues coming back to bite him in the ass.
Shia didn't address the allegations. Instead, he promoted his new movie, Padre Pio.
We're making a film, me, Abel Ferrer, and Willem Dafoe are making a...
Tap In is one of those types of music that either you hate it or you like it. Interesting. I feel like that's what I've been listening to a lot recently, so maybe I'll enjoy it.
Movie called Padre Pio, about the great Padre Pio.
After that, we didn't hear from him until the film was completed. Not only did Shia shift his focus to this role, but he shifted his focus to finding God through
Homie taking communion?
Christianity. This film had a lot of publicity, and it was during the mid-2022 rollout that Shia appeared on various podcasts and interviews, where he kind of addressed the accusations.
The news that had come out has been like I've been abusive to women, and I've been shooting dogs, and I've been willingly giving women STDs, and like giving
another woman an STD is insane. I heard him once before, but okay. Okay, bet. I gotta tap in with her then.
It's disgusting. It's depraved. And when I look at this Me Too environment, there's not a whole lot of dudes that are taking accountability. You know,
Okay, I thought he was gonna start bashing that Me Too shit.
bad, like crash and burn type. It hurt a lot of people.
He admits to a lot of wrongdoings. Nothing specifically, but both of these interviews, Shia allowed himself to be extremely
voice,
vulnerable.
okay.
He admitted to the monster that he was. He admitted that getting back with Mia and having their first daughter allowed him to live for a greater purpose. He also
I'm surprised she got back with him.
admits to lying about his father.
Like with my dad, I want to hit my dad up. Now here's a man who I done vilified on a grand scale. I put all this shit in the street, you know, and used him, juiced my dad as like, this is the reason I'm foul out here. You know, I'm come from this wayward upbringing, and you know, my dad is the reason I'm such a up. You know, he's a biker and a wild man and a criminal and a da-da-da and abusive and
Very true.
And I wrote this narrative, which was just fucking nonsense. My dad was so loving to me my whole life. Fractured, sure. Crooked, sure. Like wonky for sure. But never was not loving. Never was not there.
Interesting.
He was always there. He was always there. And I done
Should it be having kids? Yeah, I could definitely see that.
a world press tour about how he was as a man. My dad never hit me.
Okay, that's gotta be cap.
Never. He spanked me once. One time. And this
Hey, he know it. He know, like, Shia, what you talking about?
story that gets painted in Honey Boy is like this dude was like abusing his kid all the time. You know, my dad tried to keep me from smoking cigarettes. That's when he spanked
By
me.
hitting you, yo.
Honey Boy
What I say?
was literally his redemption arc that got him into good graces with the public. He lied about the whole thing, threw his own father under the bus so that people would root for him again. It's extremely honorable that Shia has come forward and admitted to his wrongdoings, but it justifies a lot of people's claims who said he was a manipulator and a liar in the past.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Because if his dad was out here sexually assaulting people, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it.
It's very tough to realize what about Shia is real and what is being lied about for his benefit. This is why a lot of people in Hollywood just stay away from him. You just don't know what stories about him are true. I mean, him admitting to the lies makes me even question all the information in this video.
Talk to me.
He has admitted in the past that he loves not having to face the responsibility of his actions. All that we can hope for is for the sake of his family, his daughter, that this time what he is saying is true. Hopefully his spiritual journey has earned him a new
his dad's image was already in the trash can.
lease on life, and maybe this time he is actually a changed man.
Maybe, man. But then again, maybe not.
Look the judge in the eye and lie my hand on the Bible.
Hey,
Shit,
yo, Dip got killed, Munch got killed, Pete got killed.